The Plath family is back and stirring up headlines in 2025. From surprising new relationships to major life changes like pregnancies and relocations, Welcome to Plathville fans have plenty to talk about. As the once sheltered siblings continue carving out their own paths, tensions rise, bonds shift, and fresh beginnings unfold. Whether you're wondering who's expecting, who's dating, or where your favorite Plaths are now, we've got all the latest updates right here. Let's dive into everything new happening in the world of the Plaths, Hosanna and Timothy Noble. When Welcome to Plathville first premiered, viewers were introduced to the Plath family, including Kim and Barry Plath, who were said to have 9 children. However, only 8 of those children were featured on the show, which left fans puzzled. There was brief mention of an older daughter named Hosanna, but her presence on the show seemed to be quickly brushed aside, leaving fans with more questions than answers. Her absence from the show and the lack of detailed information about her raised curiosity among viewers, who wondered why she wasn't more prominently featured in the family's reality series. Despite this, Hosanna's relationship with her family is strong, and she remains very close to her parents, even though she doesn't appear on the show. Hosanna, the eldest daughter in the Plath family, has chosen to live a life largely outside of the public eye, particularly when it comes to her family's reality show. Currently residing in Ohio with her husband, Timothy Noble, Hosanna has built a life centered around her music career. She and Timothy, who share a passion for music, met through their shared love for the art form. The couple's connection grew quickly, and they became engaged in 2018. A year later, in June 2019, Hosanna and Timothy tied the knot, embarking on a life together that revolves around both their personal relationship and their musical careers. The couple's music is a central part of their lives. Hosanna is a talented violinist while Timothy is skilled at playing the piano. Together, they tour and perform, sharing their music with audiences. Their collaboration is not just personal, but also professional, as they have combined their talents to create a unique sound that resonates with listeners. Their music is also intertwined with their faith, as they both share strong Christian beliefs, which is a significant aspect of their lives and the music they create. Timothy's work extends beyond performing. He is the owner of Noble Recording Studios, a space where he not only records his own music, but also provides services to other Christian artists in the industry. The studio has become a hub for their music, where Hosanna and Timothy can create, record, and collaborate. This environment allows them to combine their love for music with their shared mission to create faith-based art that aligns with their Christian values. As Hosanna and Timothy continue to grow in their music careers, their focus on producing high-quality, faith-driven work remains a central theme of their lives. Hosanna's musical talents are impressive, and she is regarded as something of a prodigy. In addition to her proficiency in the violin, she is skilled in playing the viola and piano. Hosanna is also a soprano singer, adding another dimension to her musical abilities. Her extensive skill set has allowed her to carve out a name for herself in the music world, particularly in the Christian music scene. Before she and Timothy began recording music together, Hosanna had already released at least 3 solo albums, showcasing her incredible talent and dedication to her craft. Despite her success in music, Hosanna has remained relatively private, especially when it comes to her personal life. She does not appear to be active on social media, which has only increased the air of mystery surrounding her. While this may be frustrating for fans who want to keep up with her life and career, it's clear that Hosanna values her privacy and prefers to maintain a low profile outside of her professional endeavors. This desire for privacy is likely a reflection of the values she was raised with in the Plath family, which has often been described as conservative and focused on maintaining boundaries with the outside world. In late 2020, it was reported that Hosanna was expecting her first child with Timothy. This news, while exciting for the Plath family and their fans, has been kept relatively quiet. It's unclear whether Hosanna's baby has already been born, as there has been no public announcement regarding the birth. It's possible that the Plaths are respecting Hosanna and Timothy's wishes for privacy, especially when it comes to sharing details about their growing family. Given the family's preference for maintaining a certain level of privacy, it's not surprising that news of the baby's arrival has not been widely publicized. Micah and his new girlfriend, Caroline Alexis. Since his debut on Welcome to Plathville, Micah Plath has undergone a significant transformation. The third oldest child of Kim and Barry Plath, Micah was initially introduced as someone living under the strict rules of his ultra-conservative parents. Like many of his siblings, he grew up in an environment where freedom was limited and his exposure to the outside world was restricted. However, in the short time since the series began, Micah has made major changes in his life. He has gradually distanced himself from his family's rigid beliefs and stepped out into the world, eager to explore a life that he had been denied for so long. In less than a year, Micah completely shifted his lifestyle. One of his biggest moves was leaving behind the family's farm, which had been a central aspect of his upbringing, and moving into a new living situation with his younger sister, Mariah. This transition marked a clear break from the past, as Micah embraced a more independent lifestyle, living on his own terms. He also decided to pursue a career in modeling, an industry that allows him to express himself and gain a sense of independence that had previously been denied to him. This new direction not only represents a significant career move, but also a personal evolution as Micah embraces opportunities he hadn't considered before. One memorable moment for fans was when they watched Micah go on his first date with fellow model Helena Parrish on an episode of Welcome to Plathville. The date was a pivotal moment in Micah's journey toward self-discovery. Helena, understanding that Micah had spent much of his life sheltered from dating and relationships, recognized that he needed time to explore and find himself before committing to anything serious. Their connection was genuine, but both Micah and Helena were aware that he needed to focus on himself and his personal growth before jumping into a serious romantic relationship. In May of 2020, Micah made headlines when he announced that he was dating a girl named Lexi Marie. While this relationship caught the attention of Welcome to Plathville fans, it didn't last long. Despite the brief nature of their relationship, it was another step for Micah in his exploration of dating and personal connections. The ending of his relationship with Lexi didn't seem to deter him, though, and in November 2020, Micah posted an intriguing photo on Instagram with a mysterious woman, sparking curiosity among his followers. The photo, accompanied by the caption, "Worth the drive to Alabama," didn't mention the woman's name, but fans quickly identified her as Caroline Alexis after doing some digging on social media. Micah's relationship with Caroline seems to have started in an unconventional yet modern way, through Instagram. In a recent appearance on the Dominic Nati show, Micah revealed that he met Caroline through the social media platform, and they hit it off after connecting in person. According to Micah, they shared mutual friends, which made him feel comfortable reaching out to her via direct message. This digital connection paved the way for a real-life meeting, which has since blossomed into a relationship. Micah's openness about how they met shows just how much his perspective on relationships has changed since he first appeared on the show. From their Instagram posts, it's clear that Micah and Caroline have enjoyed spending time together, including a trip to Orlando for a Disney adventure. Their shared experiences have become a part of their online story, giving fans a glimpse into their budding relationship. Micah has also shared more of his personal life through his social media, allowing his followers to see the side of him that was previously hidden behind the confines of his family's rules. Caroline Alexis, who attends Troy University in Alabama, has also become a central figure in Micah's life. In addition to her academic pursuits, she is involved in the university's Alpha Delta Pi sorority, as noted in her Instagram bio. This involvement in college life shows that Caroline has a vibrant social side, which seems to complement Micah's more adventurous and independent spirit. While their relationship is still relatively new, it appears that Micah and Caroline are continuing to explore their connection, enjoying each other's company while also focusing on their personal growth and careers. Kim and Barry Plath. Barry Plath is the head of a deeply conservative and religious family featured on the reality TV series Welcome to Plathville. His family, led by Barry and his wife Kim, follows a lifestyle rooted in strict religious beliefs, which shape many aspects of their daily lives and interactions. The couple's connection began in a very unique way, according to Kim's recounting on the family's website. She writes that in the spring of 1997, both she and Barry experienced a spiritual revelation on the very same day, where they each felt that God had revealed to them that they were meant to marry. This shared divine experience, which neither of them had previously discussed or anticipated, led them to begin their journey together, forming the foundation of their family. Over the years, Barry and Kim's marriage has been blessed with 9 children. The couple's decision to have a large family is deeply influenced by their Christian faith, which values procreation as a significant part of their spiritual journey. Their beliefs also manifest in the way they choose to raise their children, imposing strict guidelines on what is and isn't allowed in their household. One of the most notable aspects of their family's lifestyle is their absolute prohibition of both alcohol and processed sugar. These rules are enforced without compromise and reflect Kim's personal history and struggles. Kim's aversion to alcohol, in particular, stems from her own troubled youth. She has opened up on the show about her college years, where she not only experimented with alcohol, but also used drugs. Kim grew up in a challenging environment with alcoholic parents and spent her early years on a small houseboat. Following her parents' divorce, Kim's mother became a single parent. Despite being physically present, Kim described her mother as emotionally unavailable, which led to a feeling of abandonment during her childhood. This difficult background shaped Kim's decision to avoid alcohol and other substances in her adult life as she aimed to break the cycle of addiction she experienced growing up. In her adult life, Kim became a practicing naturopathic doctor, focusing on natural health and wellness. However, her path hasn't been without its hurdles. One of the most heartbreaking events in her life occurred in 2008, when she and Barry suffered an unimaginable tragedy. Their 17-month-old son, Joshua, was tragically killed in an accident on the family farm. Kim had been using a vehicle to move fruit trees, and in a moment of inattention, accidentally ran over Joshua. The grief and guilt that followed were overwhelming for Kim, and she openly admits that she sank into a deep depression. It was Barry, her supportive husband, who helped her through this devastating period, providing the emotional strength she needed to begin healing. This event profoundly affected the couple, and Kim often reflects on the loss as a defining moment in her life, one that reshaped her perspective on family, faith, and resilience. Beyond his role as a father and television personality, Barry also has a long-standing career as a transportation planner. He has worked for over 25 years in this field, applying his expertise to the logistics and planning of transportation systems with a private firm. Despite his busy career, Barry has always been involved in the day-to-day operations of the family farm, where the Plaths grew much of their own food and tended to animals. The farm was a central part of their family life until the Plaths made the decision to sell the property and move into town. This transition marked a significant change for the family, as they moved away from the rural life they had known for so long and embraced a more suburban lifestyle. Throughout Welcome to Plathville, viewers have witnessed the contrast between Barry and Kim's traditional upbringing and the more modern perspectives of their older children, particularly as they navigate the freedoms and challenges that come with growing up in a more liberal society. Despite their attempts to shield their children from the influences of the outside world, Barry and Kim's strict rules and values have created tension at times, as some of their children seek greater independence and self-expression. The Plath family's journey is a complex and at times heartbreaking exploration of faith, family, and the struggle for control in a rapidly changing world. Barry's quiet strength and leadership, combined with Kim's nurturing yet firm hand, have guided their family through both joyful and sorrowful times. The Plaths continue to grapple with their past while navigating the uncertain waters of the future, all while trying to maintain the religious and moral compass that has served as the cornerstone of their family's identity. Through it all, they remain committed to their faith and each other, bound by a shared belief that their family's journey is divinely ordained. As is often the case with reality television shows, not everything portrayed on Welcome to Plathville is entirely accurate or as it seems. While the show offers an intimate look into the lives of the Plath family, it's important to remember that reality TV is still a form of entertainment, and certain elements are shaped for the sake of storytelling and viewer engagement. This has become particularly clear when examining the family's living situation during the early seasons of the show. In the first season of Welcome to Plathville, the family's rural farm was depicted as the primary and only home they owned. The farm was shown as the backdrop for many of the family's interactions and was integral to the show's portrayal of their strict, ultra-conservative lifestyle. The farm, with its sprawling fields and rural setting, seemed to perfectly align with the family's values and lifestyle, emphasizing their self-sufficiency and connection to the land. However, a closer look behind the scenes reveals that things may not have been as simple as they appeared on TV. In 2019, the farm where the Plaths were shown living was actually listed on Airbnb for $100 a night. This revelation raised questions about whether the family truly lived there full-time as the show suggested. The listing, which was discovered through some online research, implied that the family might have used the property as a secondary residence or rented it out to others at certain times. This contradicted the narrative presented on the show, where viewers were led to believe the Plaths were living exclusively on the farm throughout the filming of Season 1. The fact that the home was listed for rent could suggest that the family either spent time living elsewhere or that the farm served a more flexible purpose than the show initially let on. Adding another layer of complexity to the family's living situation is the discovery that the Plaths had purchased another property, the Caro House, in 2017. This house, located in a more suburban area, became the family's new home after they sold the farm. According to reports from Soap Dirt, the family bought the Caro House for $55,000. This is a significant shift from their previous rural lifestyle, reflecting a move towards a more suburban existence. The Caro House is conveniently located near various amenities, such as shops, a Walmart, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut, offering easy access to everyday conveniences that are often far removed from the more isolated setting of the farm. The Caro House is also situated close to the homes of Barry and Kim's son, Ethan, and his wife, Olivia. This proximity highlights the family's changing dynamics, as the older children, including Ethan, began to establish their own lives and homes, separate from their parents. The move to the Caro House symbolizes not just a shift in location, but also a shift in the family's lifestyle. The suburban setting contrasts sharply with the rural farm life they had led for so many years, suggesting a move towards a more typical, modern American lifestyle, in stark contrast to the isolation and strict boundaries of their previous rural existence. For the Plaths, the move to the Caro House was likely a way to ease into a more conventional life, especially as they navigated the challenges of their growing family. The suburban neighborhood, with its proximity to familiar stores and places, may have allowed the family more flexibility, comfort, and opportunities to blend in with mainstream society. This was particularly important as some of the older children, like Ethan, began to push against the restrictions and rules set by their parents, seeking more independence and exposure to the world outside their strict upbringing. While the Plaths transition to suburban life and the details of their living arrangements are not the focus of Welcome to Plathville, these elements shed light on the complexities of the family's real-life circumstances. The show, as with many reality TV programs, is an edited version of the truth, designed to entertain and create a narrative that engages viewers. In reality, the family's living situation is more fluid and nuanced than what is presented on screen. The move from the rural farm to the suburban Caro house reflects a deeper shift in the Plaths' approach to life, family, and their evolving beliefs as they continue to navigate the tension between their deeply held religious convictions and the modern world around them. Ethan Plath and his wife Olivia's relationship began under unique circumstances that reflect both their shared Christian upbringing and the eventual paths they would take toward independence and self-discovery. The couple first met when they were just 16 years old at a Christian summer camp. While Ethan was immediately smitten with Olivia, she didn't initially see him as a romantic interest. She recalls that Ethan would follow her around at the camp, but at the time she considered him too immature for a relationship. Despite this, there was an undeniable connection between them. They shared similar values, as both had been raised in strict legalistic Christian homes, which meant they were on the same page when it came to fundamental beliefs and expectations. It wasn't until several years later, in 2016, that Ethan and Olivia began dating. As they grew older, their lives and beliefs evolved in different ways. While they had initially followed the path set by their conservative upbringing, Olivia took bold steps toward independence. This desire for personal freedom and self-expression eventually influenced Ethan, and he too began to follow Olivia's lead. The couple's relationship grew over time, with a significant push from Ethan's mother, Kim, who actively encouraged them to get together. Kim's influence, though somewhat surprising, helped to nudge the pair toward each other, setting the stage for their eventual union. Much like Ethan, Olivia grew up in a large Christian family. She was the fourth of 10 children, raised in a home that was similarly rooted in a fundamentalist Christian ideology. This upbringing created a shared foundation between Olivia and Ethan, but as they got older, they began to explore different aspects of life and faith outside of the constraints of their strict homes. Olivia has spoken about her experiences growing up in such a large family and the challenges that came with living in an environment that emphasized conformity and tradition. Despite these constraints, Olivia's journey toward independence allowed her to make more choices for herself, including choosing Ethan as her partner. Once Ethan and Olivia began dating, their relationship quickly deepened. They fell in love, and soon after, they got married. The couple's relationship was built on a strong bond formed through shared values, but also an increasing desire to create a life for themselves that wasn't solely defined by their past. This was especially important for Ethan, who, after his marriage, made the decision to cut ties with his parents. This move marked a significant shift in Ethan's life as he sought to establish boundaries and focus on his new family unit with Olivia. The couple has worked hard to create new memories and experiences, free from the constraints of their parents' expectations. One of the most memorable experiences for Ethan and Olivia was their first Christmas together. After getting married, they traveled from their home in Georgia to Minnesota to spend the holiday with Ethan's grandparents. It was a momentous occasion for Ethan, who had never experienced a snowy Christmas before. The trip symbolized the couple's growing independence and the new traditions they were creating for themselves, far removed from the rigid structure of their childhoods. Olivia, who is a talented photographer, has faced several challenges in her professional life, especially after the first season of Welcome to Plathville aired. As a business owner, Olivia had worked hard to build a client base, but the exposure from the reality show brought with it some unintended consequences. Some of her clients were contacted by fans of the show who criticized Olivia and, in some cases, even made negative comments about her. This led to a few clients canceling their services with her as they didn't want to be involved in the drama surrounding her newfound fame. The situation was compounded by the challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic, which greatly impacted her photography business. With events and gatherings canceled, there were fewer opportunities for Olivia to take on new clients, and her income dropped significantly. During this tough period, Ethan's steady job as a mechanic provided a lifeline for the couple. While Olivia's business struggled to stay afloat, Ethan's work remained consistent, helping the couple maintain financial stability during uncertain times. Fortunately, things have started to improve for Olivia, and she is now able to work again. Her business is picking back up, and she has been able to regain a sense of normalcy and success in her photography career. Although the pandemic was a difficult chapter for both of them, Ethan and Olivia have shown resilience and adaptability in overcoming the obstacles they faced. In addition to their professional challenges, the couple's personal journey has continued to evolve. They are focused on making happy, meaningful memories together, forging a life that is unique to their relationship and independent from the influence of their parents. While Ethan and Olivia may have started out following a path dictated by their conservative upbringing, they have since chosen to carve out their own path, grounded in love, independence, and the creation of new traditions. Their journey is a testament to the power of personal growth and the importance of building a life based on mutual respect, trust, and a shared vision for the future. Mariah and Max Plath, the second oldest daughter of Kim and Barry Plath, has gone through a significant transformation since the start of Welcome to Plathville. As one of the more rebellious members of the Plath family, Mariah has made a deliberate choice to break away from the strict rules imposed by her parents. This move marks a pivotal moment in her life as she embraces her independence and pursues her personal interests, including music, modeling, and carving out her own identity. Mariah's decision to leave the family home was not just about physical distance. It was a declaration of her desire for autonomy and a more modern lifestyle. Unlike her siblings, who were raised in a deeply conservative environment with a focus on family unity and adherence to strict rules, Mariah has chosen to forge her own path. This journey toward self-discovery and independence has allowed her to explore different aspects of life, and she has found an outlet in music and modeling. Her love for music has become an important part of her life, and she is determined to pursue it in her own way, without the constraints that once shaped her upbringing. Modeling, too, has become a creative outlet for Mariah, as she enjoys the opportunity to express herself through fashion and photography. As Mariah has built a life outside of her parents' home, she has also found love. In a recent Instagram post, Mariah celebrated her relationship with her boyfriend Max, marking the milestone of 8 months together. The couple had gone through a brief breakup, but their relationship has since been rekindled, and Mariah seems more in love than ever. In the heartfelt post, she shared a sweet photo of herself and Max, with him kissing her on the cheek. The caption read, "About 8 months ago on May 14th, my best friend asked me to be his girlfriend, and saying yes was the best thing I ever did. Yes, we've been through a lot, but you're worth every bit of it. I love you." The post is a testament to the growth and emotional depth of their relationship, as well as to the challenges they've faced and overcome together. Mariah's relationship with Max is clearly important to her, and she openly expresses her affection for him. The couple's bond has strengthened over time, and they appear to have a deep connection. Despite the ups and downs they've faced, likely including the pressures of living under the spotlight as part of the Plath family, they have remained committed to one another. Their journey together has been marked by growth, both individually and as a couple. Mariah's openness about their struggles and the importance of their relationship suggests that she values the connection they share and the lessons they've learned along the way. Max, for his part, is pursuing his own educational and career goals. He graduated from high school in 2019 and is currently studying building construction management at Tallahassee Community College. His focus on academics and career building shows that he is a determined and driven individual, which may complement Mariah's own aspirations and goals. The fact that he is studying a practical field like construction management also speaks to his grounded nature and his commitment to building a stable future for himself. Although he may not be as publicly visible as Mariah, Max's role in her life is clearly significant, and their shared experiences are part of what has made their relationship so meaningful. For Mariah, the past few months have been a time of reflection and growth. Her relationship with Max is one part of her journey toward self-discovery, but she has also been focused on pursuing her personal passions and dreams. Whether it's through her music, modeling, or her personal life with Max, Mariah has shown a remarkable ability to carve out a path that reflects who she is and who she wants to become. Her story is one of resilience, independence, and the willingness to embrace change. Leaving her parents' home was a bold step, but it was a necessary one for Mariah to embrace the full scope of her potential. She has shown that, while the Plath family's conservative upbringing shaped her in some ways, it has not defined her future. Mariah is determined to live life on her own terms, to explore the world outside of her family's strict rules, and to create the life she dreams of. As for her future with Max, it's clear that they both have a strong foundation built on love, trust, and shared experiences. They've been through challenges, but they've come out stronger for it. Their bond appears to be one of mutual respect and support, which is especially important for someone like Mariah, who is working hard to establish herself in a world that often demands conformity. With her music career, modeling aspirations, and relationship with Max, Mariah is proving that she is more than just a rebellious teenager. She is a young woman finding her way and living authentically. What do you think about the new life of the members of Welcome to Plathville? Leave us your comments in the section below. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this and see you in the next videos. Goodbye.